Welcome back to DiceTillDawn and my top 100 of 2016, or of all time 2016 edition. And today I'm going to go through numbers 70 to 61. And let's start with Stefan Feld, my newest Feld actually that I've got, and that is Aqua Sphere. I only got this this summer or so, so not many months ago, but so far I've really enjoyed the game. This is very heavy, or at least heavy game in my opinion, although I think it is an ingenious in a way that each turn you only have two options. You either program a bot or you activate a bot to do something, and it's only from these two decisions that come a multitude of choices, depending on where you are, which abilities you have available to you, which programs are available, and what is around all over the station. And it's a brain burner for sure, but one in which you can really try different things and getting these abilities and getting more points out of those, and just all around cool things to get points from. And I think this has great replay value also. Very interesting, and the theme is cool, and the board is colorful, and just a blast to play this game. Aqua Sphere by Stefan Feld. Okay, number 69 is also a semi-heavy game, at least I think, and that is 5 Tribes. Basically you use a Mancala mechanic to move on this grid of like spaces, and depending on which tile you end on, you get that tile's action, and also depending on which kind of like worker you left on there or meeple, you get either points or different abilities. Gathering these points, there's set collection in the game. Also how many you moved, they always impact the game, so each turn you really have to plan ahead and think what you are going to do. Two-player game is cool because you can use two pawns, so each player gets 2 turns per round, and you can get them back to back, which you can really combo to get cool abilities. But of course the other player then also usually gets a double action. But also you can really skip ahead in turn order if you are willing to pay a lot of points or money, which are points in the game, to take the action first. But if it's worth like 15 points, maybe you want to pay 8, for example, for the privilege of acting first. But sometimes it's just better to just stay in the back and spare your money, and then take the actions that are opened up by the other players' moves. So 5 Tribes can be very analysis paralysis inducing for some players, but I think it kind of balances out, and I haven't found it to be a problem, at least in my games, and I do like to just play the game and not focus on the best possible move in every situation. Of course it is fun to find a cool move, but I don't want to spend half of the game looking for the moves. So that's something to look out for. Okay, so number 68 is a cooperative game. I just got a lot of expansions for, but I haven't tried all of them yet, and I just really enjoy the base mechanics and the theme, and that is Flashpoint Fire Rescue. I have pretty much almost all of the expansions now, and this is a cool theme which you can really play with many people, because who wouldn't want to be a firefighter and save these innocent people from the firing the house that is on fire, and there are some animals and everything. Of course there can also be some hurt feelings if you are playing with someone that takes these too emotionally. If you lose a person, this can actually be bad for some people, but I really enjoyed the miniatures look cool, especially with the expansion. You get the specific miniatures for each of the different roles. Those are very nice, and it's just an all-around cool game. If you use just the family rules, it's very light actually, almost in the level of Forbidden Desert at least, or something like that. And if you turn on all the bells and whistles, especially with the expansions, you get a pretty rich experience, and you can really do different things and try to accomplish your goals that way. A cool game with a nice theme, a co-op game, Flashpoint, Fire Rescue. Okay, number 67, a game I've played a lot, and actually just I first got it to be played as a solo game, but I have been playing it co-op a lot. Just yesterday we played like 7 games with my girlfriend, and that was done after I made the list. Maybe it would be even higher if I actually played it now co-op, and that is Onirim. This is the quintessential solo game. I think this was number 5 in my, or 4 in my solo games last year, or actually not sure if I had it last year, sorry. Anyway, will be in my top 30 solo games, spoiler, and I got it for solo, but now that we've played the co-op mode with 2 players, it's a great game, even 2 players. Even especially we play it so that we can't share information pretty much at all. Maybe some pointers on what maybe to do, but usually we just try to read the other player and try to do the best moves. And you can also play it, of course, with open cards and all, but I think that's just isn't really fun in the 2-player mode, because then the decisions are just pointless, I guess, and it just turns into a 1-player game in a sense. So I really enjoy the 2-player, but solo is also awesome. This is a card game, I think. I just told my girlfriend that if I went to a cabin in the woods for a week, I think this box would keep me entertained for that week, pretty much. This second edition has 7 expansions, and you can just throw them in one at a time, or all at a time if you're insane, or just 2 of them, for example. There are 2 expansions we played both on at the same time, and that's a brutally challenging game. We still haven't won it after 15 games or so, but it's few times it's been down to 1 card and we would have won, but no, still no win from that. But the base game, once you understand the game, is actually pretty winnable. I think I maybe average 60-70% wins now with just the base game, but then you add the expansions and you get a lot more replay value out of the game. Onirim, number 66. It's actually a game that was on my top 50, number 47, and actually 5 Tribes was also on my top 50 at number 37, so it dropped a bit. But number 66 is Firenze, or Florence in English. I'm not sure if the name is actually Florence, but this is the German version I got from Board Game Geek and had just paste ups to slip into my card sleeves, and now it also works in English. And this is basically a tower building game, Euro game, where you try to get the most points by building these cool towers. And there's the cool mechanic where you take cards from a row, but the further you go down the row, the more you have to pay, and you pay with these blocks, building blocks. And there are bad cards in the mix, so sometimes the bad cards get a lot of building blocks on them, because no one wants them, but once they have like 10 blocks on the card, even no matter how much negative it is, it's usually worth taking that, because the blocks are so valuable in the game. And cool things, nice theme, cool components, really like the stacking of the tower tiles, and pretty competitive also, but really works in 2-player, and mostly played it just 2-player, so it's a brilliant game. Florence. And then we're on to number 65, new this year to the list again, as are all the ones that I don't mention the previous thing, and that is Raptor. Again, a 2-player game. I really play a lot of 2-player games, so Raptor is a pure 2-player game, asymmetric, and just a cool theme where the other player is playing scientists and the other player is playing Raptor family, or the Raptor mama, I guess, and the other tries to capture these Raptor babies or kill the Raptor mama, or put her to sleep, I guess. And the Raptor is trying to get 3 babies off the table, escape, or eat all of the scientists. And you do this by this very clever card play, where each player plays 1 card and they are revealed, and the lower number gets the action on the card, and the higher number gets the difference in the value. The cards are from 1 to 9 in action points they can use, and the actions are also different for the different sides. And it's a quick game, still has great decisions, has kind of chess-like qualities to it, and also reading your opponent, which card does he have left, which is he going to play, and which abilities do I want to not give him, or many things to consider, and cool components, and just a lovely game, Raptor. Okay, number 64. San Juan. This is the card game of Puerto Rico, I guess, and like the first game before Race for the Galaxy, and a cool game where you use cards for multiple purposes. They are the money also you pay with, and they are the resources you can produce, and the goal is just to get the most points by building the best city, I guess, in your tableau. And quick and cool game with a lot of bite to it. Even just a deck of cards, again, like on Irem, I think this is a box that I could play for tens and tens of games in a row almost, because it just feels so cool to try different things. And there's also an expansion in the box, and you can add that in if you want more variability. And San Juan is just a delightful game. Okay, number 63, more Stefan Feld, and that is Trajan. Heavy Feld again, I think, again uses Mancala in a sense where you choose your actions when you move these discs on your player board, and you can actually finish these pillars at the same time and get a lot of points at the same time, or Trajan tiles they are called. And on the board you have many different things you can do. You can build this like the city or the fountains and all kinds of things, or you can conquer foreign lands, or you can ship goods a lot, or you can be in the Senate and get points that way. And there are set collection in their goods, and many different things you can get points from, so you can really try to maximize your efficiency in all the things, or you can focus on a few things or get points from everywhere. And there are just so many things that my mind is blown of the possibilities. And also I like the theme although the theme is just whatever, but the art is nice and it's just a cool game to play. Trajan. Okay, number 62 was actually number 30 on my top 50 last year, and that is the drop, I guess. No, not sure why, but that is Pandemic the Cure. Maybe because I haven't played it that many games since the last time it made the list. I really like the game, and just it's basically a quicker and lighter Pandemic with dice, and easy to set up, quick to play, very challenging. And you can mitigate the luck a bit, but of course it can really hose you also. Just an all-around cool game with great components. I'm just looking forward to the expansion that is just coming out, called the Experimental Meds or something like that. I really want to get that expansion once it releases. But Pandemic the Cure is great. Okay, last today, number 61. Valley of the Kings, Afterlife. This is the second box. There are now 3 sets totally. The third one was, can't remember the name, the first one was just Valley of the Kings. This is a deck building game. You can see this cool little box. Great artwork and cool theming, I think, although deck building the theme, but the cards have nice text on how these things affected the life in the Egypt era, and what do they mean, and their set collection, deck building, and this cool twist on the deck building where you can get these cool cards to your deck which give great abilities, but in the end you only score points that you entomb during the game. So if you want to keep using the card, it goes to through your deck again and again, and you can use the ability. But if it isn't in your tomb in the end, you haven't removed it from the game in a sense. You can only do this once per turn unless some other card gives you ability to enchant more. Only those cards that are in your tomb actually count as victory points, so you really have to balance it so that do I still want to keep using this cruel ability, or is it really time to let go of this card and get more cards and use the entomb on them to get more points? And cool game, I really enjoyed it. Valley of the Kings Afterlife. Okay, so that was 70 to 61, and next time finish up the top 50, over 50 I mean, and then move on to the top 50. But thanks for watching, and